Now, folks, if you'll just gather around a little closer now. Come right in a little closer. That's it. That's fine, folks.
Move less than spreading.
Damage control, damage control, damage control, damage control. I got a hunch. You're gonna try to sell it to us that it wasn't a punch. What you mean? He fell, slipped, or tripped over Jai's fist, came in the ring against Usyk with his eyes split.
Sometimes training camps just go balls up, and it is what it is. Ricky Hatton, preparing for Manny Pacquiao in 2009, he was alternating between Mayweather Sr. and Ricky Beard, and he was going off doing sessions with Ricky and then doing sessions with Floyd. They selected an unknown Cuban super welterweight who was 4-0, scheduled to be on the undercard of Hatton versus Pacquiao, named Erislandy Lara. And as it says here, he was giving Ricky fits, and they sent Erislandy Lara home. Now that's the edited version that the newspaper released. I heard he beat the brakes off Ricky. And I don't know, I don't box, I'm not a trainer. But these beatings, I guess, can have a dual effect. They'll either toughen you up or take away any confidence that Ricky may have had in what was a very tough ask in beating Manny Pacquiao anyway. Lara is just not the same type of southpaw as Manny Pacquiao. And no, I'm not a trainer, and I'll repeat that as much times as I feel I need to. But this is just my opinion. Trying to get sparring partners to replicate who you're fighting. We'll save it for another video, but it's filled with holes as a concept. There's certain things that you can use a southpaw for if you're fighting a southpaw, of course, but not all southpaws are the same. Manny Pacquiao is not the same type of southpaw as Erislandy Lara. He's just not. So the question they're asking now is, after 5 rounds of sparring, Jai Opetaia either went home or was sent home by the Tyson Fury camp. Jai is not like Alexander Usyk. Usyk toys with his prey. Jai tries to disembowel it ASAP. Now, he's not a reckless brawler, but he's just way more aggressive. So 5 rounds completed, and he was on the plane home from the United Kingdom, wherever they're sparring. He was sent home. Normally, when fighters are sent home, it's because they're not playing the passive sparring partner role, letting Tyson just get his confidence off and get off with all type of shots and dominating the sparring sessions. Normally, it's because there's a conflict in there, where the sparring partner is saying, well, no, I'm not B-side in this ring, no. And you got to go home. They can't send Tyson Fury home. You've got to go. Maybe the styles weren't gelling for what they wanted in a southpaw to prepare for Usyk. That's a possibility too. That's a possibility. Statement from Tasman Fighters. Jai Opetaia has recently returned from Saudi Arabia, where he sparred and trained with Tyson Fury. They were fantastic competitive rounds and an incredible experience for Jai. However, any talk of either boxer being dropped is not true. Jai is now back in Australia, finishing his preparation to defend his world title, and cannot wait to do so in Saudi Arabia. He's on the undercard of Fury versus Usyk. It's all speculation, something to talk about as we prepare for the first 4-belt undisputed heavyweight title clash in the modern day era. It's all speculation. But still, people are going to be questioning, is Tyson Fury approaching the most important fight of his life when signs are leaning towards him being in decline, getting floored by Francis Ngannou, an MMA. It's unfair just to say he's an MMA fighter, but you know, an MMA heavyweight champion having his first pro fight, getting floored by Francis and ran close on the scorecards. Let's not forget though, Usyk looked vulnerable when he was hit with that borderline body shot, low blow by Daniel Dubois, although he did win convincingly. But Fury is going in as the favorite. That's the thing here. He's going in as the favorite. And I think a lot of smart money, if you want to call it that, is going on Alexander Usyk to pull off the upset, if you can call it an upset, and become undisputed champion. But it's only as big a story as some will make it to be. I mean, it's not the first time he's been floored by cruiserweights, is it? Cunningham had him down. Pikic wasn't a big heavyweight, and Wilder, they're not exactly a gargantuan, is he? So, would it be that much of a shock if Jai put him on the canvas? 3 fights in the last 3 years for Josh Taylor. 4 fights in the last 4 years for Jack Catterall. Both men not getting any younger. Jack 30. And Josh Taylor is 33. Last week, Jack Catterall declined an IBF eliminator against another matchroom 140-pounder, Richardson Hitchins from Brooklyn, 26 years of age. Richardson will now take on Gustavo Lemos from Argentina, 29-0, 19 inside the distance. April the 6th, a venue yet to be determined. Jack Catterall has been chasing this Josh Taylor fight since early 2022. Josh Taylor got a controversial decision, got dropped by Jack Catterall. Wasn't known as a puncher going into that fight. And getting an unpopular decision, Catterall from Chorley had his local politician so upset that, this became conversation in the Commons. It was a hot topic in the UK. It's cooled down since Josh Taylor lost the last of his belts to Teofimo Lopez. The rest were either stripped or he claims he vacated. It was undisputed. Josh, in an interview I saw, he didn't seem to be sure that the deal was done. But he was saying, yeah, that's the fight they're working on, that's the fight he wants next, and it's just a matter of Top Rank and Matchroom putting their heads together and getting it done. Now, he's been running from the rematch for a little while, opting to fight Teofimo Lopez rather than rematch Jack, and getting his ass handed to him by Teo. There's no obvious way back into the title picture for Josh Taylor. He's talked about moving up to 147, but he doesn't seem too confident about that. They were talking about him being weight drained from the first Catterall fight early 2022. We're in 2024, still there at 140. Catterall forfeited an opportunity to fight Josh Taylor as far back as May 2021 to let Josh fight Jose Ramirez for all 4 straps, a fight which Josh Taylor won. Now, there's going to be few people saying that he should have fought Richardson in the eliminator because beating Josh Taylor, who lost his last fight to Teofimo Lopez, does that get him straight into title contention? Well, Jack and Eddie Hearn, but let's focus on Eddie Hearn. He's the promoter. He's going to spin it like, yeah, this is a big British domestic showdown, which, it is one of the biggest fights domestically over here. It is. And hopefully the winner will be cash bait for any of the champions. Devin, Rowley, Matthias, and Teofimo Lopez. At least that's what Eddie is banking on. We'll see. We'll see. Hitchins will not want anybody from the winner of Catterall or Taylor jumping the queue on him. He won't want, especially Jack Catterall, especially as Jack had an opportunity to fight him. And in all truth, I can understand why Jack is chasing the Taylor rematch. He got his heart broken, him and Jamie Moore. They looked like they did enough on the night. Didn't get the verdict. But I will say this though, Josh Taylor didn't seem 100% sure like the deal was done, and he's been reluctant to take the fight. If he backs out of this fight, Jack would have spent the best part of, let's say, 2 years chasing him down for a rematch when there was other opportunities out there. Is it really worth it putting all your eggs into getting Josh Taylor into the ring? We'll see. If he gets the fight, he better win. He better win after all that chasing he's done. Sabriel Matthias is the IBF champion. The number 1 and 2 slots are vacant. I'm assuming Richardson, who is ranked number 3, will take the number 1 spot. Jack Catterall has pulled out of the purse bid to fight Richardson. He's ranked number 4. I'm assuming he'll slip down the pecking order. Regis Prograis just got his ass handed to him by Devin. He won't be ready to fight no time soon. Josh Taylor, obviously, looks like he's set to fight Jack Catterall. He's ranked number 7. Gustavo Lemos is ranked number 8, so he's going to move up from 8 to number 2. But Ryan Garcia is sitting in 3rd place. He hasn't done nothing in a minute. Why isn't he being pushed forward by Golden Boy to fight Hitchins? It's an easy fight to make. They're on the same platform. Different promoters, same platform. Oh, I get it. Ryan's a schmuck and don't want to fight nobody. That's what it is. Gustavo Lemos stopped Lee Selby in 5 or 6 rounds. It was Selby's last fight. The fight was 2 years after he lost a split decision to Kambosos, and he was the IBF featherweight champion, and that was his prime weight. Selby found it easy to land the jab. There was one time where, the fight was slipping away from him and he planted his feet and landed a full-blooded right cross, and Lemos never looked like blocking it or slipping it or anything. A boxer with a bit of range and reach, good conditioning, good punch arsenal, such as Hitchins, should win this fight. Whether he'll look impressive or not, I don't know. Huge advantages in height and reach and talent. Selby had Lemos cut around the right eye, so it's definitely a winnable fight for Hitchins. And it's a fight that could be good for Hitchins because the guy comes forward, he's prepared to take 1, 2 or 3 to land his, and Hitchins should be able to unload the full arsenal and look good against someone who's going to bring the attrition and keep swinging. It's a good opponent for Hitchins. It'd be a massive upset if he was to lose that one. John Ryder, 36 years of age, 32-6, 18 inside the distance. Matchrom's longest serving boxer, been there around 12 years or so. Never ducked no smoke, had setbacks, kept working on his game, and actually when it looked like you could write him off, he kept improving. WBA interim champion, WBO interim champion, a good fighter in my opinion. Some may argue with that, call him a Eurobum. That's your choice. I think John's a very good fighter. He lost to Canelo in May of last year, challenging for the undisputed titles. John put up a spirited battle. He was never winning the fight, but he gave Canelo some awkward moments. Canelo had to wear shades after, gave him a way tougher fight than Jamel. John suffered a badly broken nose. My concerns about him taking on Jaime Munguia and not easing his way back in with some lukewarm competition in his rehabilitation fight. John's going straight into Jaime Munguia, and it all depends what he has left in the tank. How much of that beating from Canelo is taken out of him. How much ambition he has left. His Mexican opponent, Jaime Munguia, 42-0, 33 inside the distance. Some may argue has been a little overprotected, but he's had some decent fights like Derevyanchenko, Gabe Rosado, Liam Smith, Terreno Johnson. Solid scalps, Saddam Ali, who he won his first belt from at 154. If my memory serves me correct. Jaime, very hittable, but at the same time he's television friendly. The fight with Derevyanchenko was actually an under the radar great television fight. John Ryder has the ability to give Jaime all the issues he needs and has the ability to win the fight. I would have just liked to see him come back with some light work, couple of wins, and then start going after contenders. But Tony Sims wouldn't let John in the ring if he didn't think he was match fit or if he wasn't capable of beating Munguia. John will give it all he's got, I'm sure of that. I'm hoping that Munguia underestimates John Ryder. I'm hoping Munguia and Freddie Roach, who's replaced Eric Morales as Munguia's trainer, I'm hoping they underestimate John. And we'll see what happens. My prediction is going to be a tough fight. Jaime should be the winner, but I wouldn't be shocked if John pulled off an upset. No, I wouldn't. Hard to believe that Jaime's still only 27. Seems like he's been around a long time. I don't know what his reach is, but he looks like he has height and reach advantages over John. Not that Jaime's going to play safety first and try and keep it long behind the jab. He'll take chances and he'll engage with John. So John should have opportunities. Let's not forget, he ran Billy Joe Saunders to a razor-sharp decision. Could have went either way. He's got scalps like Danny Jacobs, although I thought Jacobs nicked it. Unbeaten Zach Parker. Arguably beat Callum Smith, but didn't get the verdict. So he has ability. He definitely has ability. And this should be a good fight. It should be a good fight. The fight takes place in Phoenix, so Even though it's not in Mexico, he's in enemy territory. The place is going to be full of Mexicans. John does have a decent fan base in the UK, and he's had that from a long time back. I don't know how much are going to travel out to Phoenix. He's also on enemy territory because it's a Golden Boy card. Matchroom will be keen to get one over on Golden Boy, no doubt. Been watching a few vids today. I'm forced to take a step back, going at Tank, responding to Turkey Al Sheikh that he needs 2 Ferraris before he even sits down and talks or take an offer to fight. You know, you add that to the emails that Eddie Hearn sends him and he blows them up with not even a thought that, yo, let's maybe keep this business. Like, there's a reason why he's doing that, and it's not because he's this peanut-brained kid or anything like that. It's because he can't do anything. He's tied into some convoluted 360 boxing deal with Al Heyman, which Wilder managed to free himself of and get the Saudi bag for the Joseph Parker fight. And you know what? Kudos to Wilder for that. Yeah. Shame he didn't do it a couple of years back with DAZN, with 120 mil on the table. Do I think Deontay said, nah, I'm so scared of Joshua, I'm going to turn the fight down? No, of course not. Of course not. He was coerced. But this ain't about Wilder. Tank can't do anything. He can't do anything. If Al Heyman or Floyd block the move, he can't do anything. So he might as well try and make light of the situation, like, you know, make a funny joke like he's having the last laugh on Turkey or Eddie Hearn. The facts are, he can't take them deals. He can't go any further. So I guess in his frustration, he blows up the email. He has to come up with something outlandish to say, I need 2 Ferraris. They made me mad, and all this nonsense that doesn't really make sense. He can't take these deals. He's trapped.
You know they got me trapped in this prison of seclusion.